Season 10 of Stargate SG-1.
This is the end.
This is the end for SG-1.
Yeah. Sad, bittersweet.
And this was the one where at the beginning of it, with all the actors, you had, for the first time, and correct me if I'm wrong, contracts for season 11. Is that right?
I believe so. This was, I know for certain that this was the season, after so many seasons of assuming we would be canceled, this was the season that I was fairly confident we would get that season 11.
Me too.
Simply because we were producing alongside Atlantis, and it just made sort of economic sense, and Sci-Fi had their Sci-Fi Friday lineup, and why would they be foolish enough to tinker with that, and all that. And as it turns out, I was wrong.
Yeah, no, I was too. I remember joking, with Brad and Rob in their office. What kind of stories do you guys have planned for seasons 14 and 15? Because I think Brad had made the joke before, like the NID stuff or summer stuff. Seasons 14 and 15, we'll deal with that. And I just remember saying to them, it probably will happen. And they're like, well, we'll see. And part of me, to be perfectly honest, in the back of my mind has always felt like I kind of jinxed it.
Well, okay, then I have someone else to blame.
There you go. No, yeah, please feel free. But I mean, 10 seasons, what a run. And I mean, 7 for you guys, for you and Paul.
Yeah.
I mean, never thought that it would go that far.
No.
But with the concept, it proved that it had legs from the beginning, and that this was a sci-fi idea that could go forever, as long as the creative minds behind it kept on getting the energy that they needed to continue to produce the content.
And if by energy you mean the green light from the network, then yes, I would totally agree.
Well, yeah, that energy, and you can't burn out. I mean, sooner or later, it's like, okay, I've done enough that I can with this ring here. I mean, it's time to do something else, like Cooper did near the end of SGU.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about season 10. So, you had Claudia Black joining the cast.
Finally, as a regular, yes.
Tell us about this.
Well, I mean, as I mentioned in season 9, the plan was to make her a regular then, but the network said no until they saw the dailies, and then they said, oh, well, let's make her a season regular. But at that point, the ship had sailed, so we said, okay, if we get a season 10, we will make her a regular.
So that was exclusively a network call.
Sorry, what about not making her a regular in season 9? Yes, they basically resisted the idea. And so we said, fine. And then when we got the pickup for season 10, everyone was happy with the characters creatively. And so we ended up making Claudia the offer, and she came on as a series regular. And it was really a blast writing for her character. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to take a character that, is really much more of a wild card and unpredictable with her own backstory and issues throughout the galaxy, as demonstrated in episodes like The Ties That Bind. It's like, what have we gotten ourselves into with this person? We don't know what this person's. How many planets does she have enslaved? Under Katesh, God knows.
Yeah. I remember this season because we went off, and I ended up. I decided to just kind of push myself to see what I could do. And over the hiatus, I ended up writing actually 3 scripts it was actually like probably 2.5 weeks. So it was Morpheus. I think it was Morpheus. It was Counter-Strike and Memento Mori.
Yes, those are right up against one another. So that would add up. And some pretty heavy use of Vala in each of them. So you really particularly went to town.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like you get the toy. Your mom says you can't. You can only play with it on Mondays, and then suddenly you can play with it every day of the week. And so I really made the most of it. And it was just great, especially in Memento Mori. By that point, you kind of cement her place, in kind of the team when she has that conversation with Daniel at the end, when he kind of talks her down, and And you know, from there, you know, she, you know, in my mind, in any ways, was kind of became like a true member of the team.
Right.
Although I know that like certain fans never sort of, you know, took a shine.
She, and I can understand that. She was so outside of the normal sphere that people would be like, well, you know, what is her contributing factor? And I think making her the mother of the enemy Messiah was really a great, you know, I mean, it was the great excuse to have her on the team right there, because you know, if SG-1 is the flagship unit going out and defending against this force that is attacking our galaxy, then it makes sense to have any advantage that we can against this enemy force. And so she's Adria's mom, but also she's clever and she's crafty, and you know, even as I'm saying these things, I don't know if she is still 100% a perfect fit for SG-1, because of SG-1, every person has like a focused expertise in something. She more or less knows the galaxy, and that was really key for this season. You know, I don't think by any, I'm sounding like I'm painting myself into a corner, but I'm by no means suggesting that I didn't think that she had a place in that season. I was more than welcome to see her there. So,
well, great.
Jeez. All right, so let's have a look at Morpheus, which is actually one of my more favorite Vala episodes. With, I forget, let's have a look at who this actor was, who she played against. The psychologist. Let's see who that was.
Brett Ratner.
Hey, there you go.
Yes.
Look at it. Yes.
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 Oh, sorry,
Ben Ratner.
Benjamin. Yeah, Brett Ratner. Is
Dr. Hutchison.
Benjamin Brett Ratner. Yes.
And up until
that was fun. You know, basically, I love any episodes where I get to do humor, and so that whole sort of like with the Rorschach test, where basically it's like, you know, you've got, you know, the tortoise lying on its back in the movie,
right, exactly.
Which is like call back to Blade Runner, and yeah, I mean, it was a great fun.
You have, and I thought the Rorschach test was real. You know, when I'm watching this, I'm like, this is. I figured, yeah, I guess someone used this as a real thing, and it's like, well, wait a second, no, it's not really used that much anymore because it's kind of inconclusive. So it's funny that have SG-1 the Stargate commands go off and do it. So was it always cemented in your mind? Oh, we've got to use this element. This is crazy. Oh,
you know, any opportunity I had for humor, I would always use it, and I mean, kudos to Brad and Robert, who always embraced the humor and kind of allowed me to, like, I mean, it's a pretty crazy sequence, you know, all things considered, but it was, you know, it's a lot of fun, and it goes to her character. And, you know, I've often said that humor allows audiences kind of a shorthand to connect to characters, and, you know, which is no surprise why Rodney was such a fan favorite on Atlantis. The same way, I mean, I think given time, Vala would have been become a fan favorite as well.
Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel, or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.